A great way to boost your self-confidence is to live in alignment. Alignment is when your outside life reflects the person you truly are on the inside. Now, that's easier said than done, right? If you're anything like me, and in the past where I was stuck in a non-creative job being a creative person, then I felt really out of alignment. And this could be you too. And that's totally okay. But before you quit your job or do anything drastic, there are ways of living in alignment with the life that you currently have. Stay tuned and we'll talk about how you can do this. Hello, I'm Shubhra Deb and I'm a confidence and resilience trainer, speaker and intuitive healer. Let's look at living in alignment. Ask yourself this real quick question. Is there another way of looking at my situation? For example, are you beating yourself up internally, being mean to yourself because you're working a job that you don't like, or because there's something in your life that feels just slightly off? Here's the thing. Talking bad to yourself will never bring you into alignment. Negativity breeds more of the same, and self-criticism, it pulls you further away from alignment and therefore also further away from self-confidence. Because how can you stand tall and be proud of your life and be proud of yourself if you are knocking yourself down and being unkind to yourself? When you treat yourself with kindness and respect, you start to live a life where you consider yourself to be worthy, where you feel comfortable to live with your own truth. Until then, you stay stuck in that self-defeating loop of self-judgment and self-criticism. A real quick way to get you back on a positive path is to think about one thing, just one thing, that you are beating yourself up about, that you're saying negative things about to yourself. Now imagine if you heard a close friend say the same thing about them to you. You would immediately rush to their defense, you'd point out all the good things, all their achievements, all their successes, and you would offer them great comfort and solace. And so with this, do the same for yourself. Talk to yourself as you would to your friend if they told you that they were thinking nasty things about themselves. So with this, one thing you can do is reframing. Going back to the example of being in a job that doesn't feel good, that doesn't align, rather than saying something along the lines of, I'm such a failure, I'm stuck, you can turn that around and say, I see that this job isn't right for me right now, it doesn't fit. And just by saying that, you have raised awareness around what is out of alignment. You're not in denial, you're completely aware. And let that moment of awareness be your trip switch, be your refocus on reframing and turning it into something a little bit more positive. And then, of course, once you reach awareness with something like perhaps being stuck in whatever situation it is that you want to not be in, then you can start thinking about how to change that. Here's another reframe. Bring your focus to the benefit or the potential benefit and not the burden. Think about it like this. Think about any previous difficult situation you've been in, whether it's been a life situation, a relationship. Think about, after the event, what you gained from that, what you learned from it. It might be, taking the difficult relationship as an example, it might be that through that partner you made a different connection, somebody with whom you now have a wonderful friendship, or you do great work together, or that there's some other benefit that you have acquired as a result of that relationship. Or maybe you learn something really valuable about yourself, perhaps about how you show up in relationships or how you would like to show up in them. Even in the most difficult experiences, there's almost always something to carry forward, a lesson, a learning, a blessing. It might take a lot of searching, but it is there. And it might be that you can't see it right now, and it's the case that it might show up in the future. It might be that you can't see it right now, but with the benefit of hindsight, that blessing, that lesson, it will appear. For me, to give a recent example, when I had to leave the last place in which I lived, I really didn't want to. I loved my home and I loved the connections that I had there, but I had no choice and I had to leave. And then, after a few months in the new place, I found an unexpected sense of peace, and that gave me better alignment. It also allowed me to show up in a way better way for my work, my relationships, for my life generally. It took me some time to get there, to realize what the blessing was of what turned out to be years of difficulty and hardship, but eventually I did find it. So, your task this week is to pause and reflect. And find one area of your life where you can bring the energy back into alignment by being kind to yourself. I hope you're enjoying this content. Thank you so much for watching. If you are enjoying the content, then please have a look down in the notes below where you'll find information on a free self-confidence guide and also on my video-based self-confidence course. Please do also like, share, subscribe, and that will help me get this channel out to more people. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.